happening? What's happening? What's happening? Going live. Yeah, we going live, man. Tune in, turn up. Every Thursday, 7:30, getting dirty, man. 7:30, getting dirty. Okay. What's happening, everybody out there in the virtual world? We turning up today, man. We got a lot to talk about today. And we got a lot to share today. So share this with your friends, share this with your family. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss, and a lot to understand, all right? So let's go live. All right, so we tuned in, turned up live, in effect. And like I said, we got a lot to discuss today. A lot to understand, a lot to focus on, a lot to understand. Today is singles therapy, and I want everybody to give their input on how they feel, you know what I mean? Singles therapy every Thursday, 7:30 to 9. Either I'm going to be live here or I'm going to be at the church, Purpose Community Church. So today's topic is, do you feel like you got to lose everything just to gain everything? Do you feel like you got to lose all connection with all your family, your nephews, your nieces, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your ex-husband, or your ex-wife in order to gain a new person? Or do you feel like you could stay with the old things, still deal with the old kind of people, still live your life in the old ways and get new things? Ask yourself that question. I was sitting back thinking, like, does it really take for somebody to lose everything just to gain everything? Can you still hold on to the past and still move on forward to the future? That's a question you need to ask yourself. Can you still hold the same relationships with the people that hurt you and still move forward with a new relationship with somebody that's going to help you? Is that possible? I want to know, is that possible, y'all? Is it possible to hold on to the same toxic relationships that you had in the past and move forward to a new relationship that's going to help you in the future? Is that possible? Or do you feel like the negative relationships in the past will dictate and determine how you move forward with the new relationships in the future? Because personally, I feel like there's no way that you can still stay stuck in the past and move forward to the future. You can't hold on to things that God ain't want you to have while God is giving you something he wants you to have. That ain't gonna work. You gotta lose everything in order to gain everything. That's my opinion. Everybody got their outlook, everybody got their opinion on things, but just hindsight looking in, think about everything you've gained that has been productive to you, everything in life that has been productive to you. Think about everything you have gained in life. You had to lose something to get it, right? In this world, you got to lose something to gain something. But in God, you don't have to lose nothing to gain everything. And that's just where I'm at with it. We like I said, every Thursday is singles therapy. So I was actually, as a single man, as a single woman, why do we continue to try to hold on to people or hold on to things out of fear of being alone, when in reality, the thing that we're holding on to is the reason why we're alone? The relationship that you holding on to is the reason why you haven't met somebody that you can move forward with. The trauma that you are holding on to from the past is the reason why you can't move forward to a bright future in your life or with somebody else. Because there's no way you can move forward if you're stuck in the past. You can't hold on to something while you're trying to grip on to something else. You can't still be dealing with this dude you know they ain't no good for you, and meet somebody that is good for you. Want to know why? Because that dude that's no good for you will influence the way you deal with the dude that's good for you. So that's why it's important to put your mind in the mindset of understanding. Hey, Lily, what's happening with you? That's why it's important to put your mind in the mind state of understanding. Because the time you spend trying to hold on to something out of fear of losing something, you done missed out. Hold on a second. The time you spend trying to hold on to something out of fear of losing something, you done lost on everything God got for you. The time you spend trying to hold on to something out of fear of losing something, you're losing out on everything that God got for you. The time you spend holding on to people that God trying to remove out of your life, you done missed out on all new opportunities to meet new people that's going to help you get the way you need to go. The fear that you're holding, the fear that you're having of losing something is the cause of you losing everything. Do you understand holding on to one thing can be the cause of you losing everything? I used to be in play the stock market. I used to play crypto. I used to get in with the little stock market and evaluations. Do you understand one bad investment can cause you to lose all your money? A lot of times we don't pinpoint certain things in our lives where we get to a point where we don't clearly understand or we clearly don't really care what we do because we think it's not a big deal. But little did you know that holding on to one thing because you're scared to lose it will cause you to lose everything. For those who read the Bible and read the Word, I want to tap into Mark 2. Actually, not second Mark, but Mark chapter 2. And this was Jesus talking. Jesus said, do wedding guests fast while celebrating with the groom? Of course not. They cannot fast while the groom is with them. But someday the groom will be taken away from them and then they will fast. He was talking about fasting like the disciples. Pay attention. He said, besides, who would patch old clothing with new cloths? Like, who would patch old clothing with new material? It says the new patch of material will shrink and rip away from the old clothing, leaving an even bigger tear than before. Listen to that. Jesus said, who patches up old clothing with new material? Don't you understand the new material will shrink away when you wash it, because you know the old clothes already been through the dirt, already been through the rigmarole. So when you put a new piece of cloth on old cloth, that new piece of cloth will shrink and rip away from the clothes, which will leave an even bigger tear than before. So the question, that's why God is telling you, how can he take something old? How can you take something old and try to patch it with something new? Don't you understand? The new thing will be discommunicated, detached from you. Do you understand that? How can you take a new relationship with a man but still hold on to the old relationship with the man who abused you and treated you wrong? Don't you understand that new relationship will be affected by that? That new relationship will end because old can't mix with new? This is what Christ was telling you. How can I take something old and mix it with something new? It won't be the same. Some of y'all might have a habit with that. Y'all got an old pair of shoes. Y'all try to put new shoelaces in it. Don't you understand that those shoelaces will stand out? It will, no matter what you do to that old pair of shoes, them clean shoelaces will stand out more than them old pair of shoes. There's nothing you can do to clean them old pair of shoes to make them as clean as new shoelaces. So how can you have a life where you're asking God, you're asking the universe, whatever, you're asking the entity, the spirit, to bring you something new, but you still have the old way of thinking? You still have the old way of living. You still have the old way of perception. You still have the old way of interpretation. How can you mix old and new? It will never last. It will never be consistent. It will never be constant. He also made an example. He said, no one put new wine into old wine skins, old wine bottles. Nobody put new wine in old wine bottles, because the wine will burst through the bottle, and the wine and the bottle will be lost. New wine should have a new bottle, which means if you want a new mindset, if you want a new life, you have to have a new mindset. If you want a new life, you got to have a new mindset. If you want a new mindset, you got to have a new life. You cannot function the same way that you've been functioning, but yet you expect God or the spirit or the universe to bring you something new. New never mixes with the old. The old will always influence the new. The new will never influence the old. Remember what I told you. The new will never influence the old, but the old will always influence the new. Pay attention. When you sit back and get these analogies, or you sit back and get these philosophies or theories, you got to sit back and clearly understand, if you allow your past to dictate your future will be solely influenced by your past. Your future will never influence your past, but your past will always influence your future. That's why Christ said, you cannot take old things and mix it with new things, because that new thing will be affected by that old thing. You cannot move into a relationship with a new woman and still, and I hate to say this, man, because everybody know I be tripping, but you can't move into a relationship with a new woman and still communicate and be affected by your old ex-girlfriend. You can't move into a relationship with a new man and still be affected and communicate with your old man, because your old man will influence the new one. The new one will never influence the old one. Remember that. Today's topic is, do you have to lose everything in order to gain everything? That's what today's topic is. Do you have to lose everything in order to gain everything? To me, that's what has to happen. I was talking to a friend of mine. She used to be in the game. And she was like, she lost everything in the game. She lost everything, like money, whatever she lost in the game. But it's kind of like to a point where, same thing with me. I was in the game, I was playing the game, and I got to a point of zero. I'm always zeroing out. And then I realized the scripture about the old wine skins. You can't put old wine in new wine bottles, because that old wine, the pressure, you can't put new wine in old wine bottles, because the pressure from the wine will burst the bottle, and you're going to lose the wine and the bottle. So to me, the bottle is your body, your life. The wine, to me, is an example of your mind. So if you put new mind into the old body, you will lose. Like, check me out. If you put new wine into your old, if you put a new mind into your old body, you will lose your old life, rather. If you put a new mind into your old life, you will lose your mind and your life. That's what I want y'all to understand. That's what, to me, that example, that's what it meant to me when he said, if you put new wine in old bottles, it will burst. If you put a new mind into your old life, you will lose your mind and your life. That's why it's important to change your life as you change your mind. You cannot have the same old life, but have a new mindset. You will lose your mind and your life. It's important to understand that your life and your mind run concurrently, side by side, adjacent. People who lose their mind is because their mind and their life isn't on the same page. Anybody you see that has lost their mind talking to themselves as they walk up and down the street is because their life and their mind are on two different frequencies, spectrums. So today I'm encouraging you as a single person to make sure your life aligns with your mind and make sure your mind aligns with your life. Understand what you're doing before you do it. Understand that if you ask God to bring you peace, if you ask God to bring you your spouse, if you ask God to bring you the woman or the man that you always wanted, it may come with a detoxification of people, materialistic things, mindsets, interpretation, groups, family. When you ask God to place something into your life, when you ask the universe to place something into your life, it will come with a series of detoxification, with a series of removal. So you got to understand that clearly. When you ask God for something, it will come with detoxification. And that's what you clearly got to understand. And when you ask yourself a question, you really got to know who God is. Hey, Tiffany Diamond, what's happening with you? And you got to truly understand what you're asking for, what you're going to receive. A lot of people want to have new lifestyles, but with the same old mindset. A lot of people want to have old lifestyles with a new mindset. It would never blend in, no matter what you do. My advice to you as a single person, my advice to you as whoever you are, single person, couple, whoever you are as an individual, my advice to you is if you want a new lifestyle, you got to have a new mindset. That's my advice to you. Shy, exactly. Lifestyle and mindset go hand in hand. Whenever you see somebody who have lost their mind, it's because their lifestyle and their mindset are on two different pages. So when the scripture tells you, don't put old wine in new wine bottles, or don't put new wine in old wine bottles, it's synonymous to putting a new mindset into an old lifestyle. Your life will be destroyed. You're putting a new mindset into an old relationship that's long gone. Don't you understand the time that you're spending trying to make things right? You could be spending that time moving on to somebody who appreciates you and value you and build on top of that. Do you understand the procedures of regression and reduction that you got to take in order to make things right for something that went wrong? When you could just move forward to a clean slate and start, you understand what I'm saying? When we used to buy properties, we're buying property. Sometimes we'll buy a property from let's say tax deed or courthouse or whatever, foreclosure. You buy the property, right? You get the property, you assess the property, you appraise it. Sometimes, hey Brill, hey Brill. Sometimes when you buying a property, for those who understand property, sometimes it's better for you to knock it down and rebuild it than to go in there and rehab it. Sometimes it costs you more. Costs you more money and time and energy to rebuild something than it does. Sometimes it costs you more to renovate something than it does for you to rebuild something. A lot of us are not susceptible to rebuilding. We always want to renovate. We're scared to rebuild. We always want to be in a state to renovate. We always want to renovate something because we're afraid to rebuild. But don't you understand? Hey, you already know, Sassy, you already know what I'm talking about. Don't you understand that renovation sometimes costs more than rebuilding? Somebody say, I'm tired of starting over. I said, what you mean starting over? When you're alive, your life keeps going. You never start over. Even if, because that's why I'm saying it's important that your mindset follow your lifestyle, because even if you're going from this stage to that stage, you're never starting over. This is just life. You keep going. Life is like stairs. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, right? But sometimes we have become so accustomed to feeling like starting over is a loss. Not understanding that starting over is never starting over. It's just readjusting. Because remember, your life keeps going. The only thing that changes is your mind. So make a decision today. Do you want to have a new life with an old mindset? Do you want to have an old life with a new mindset? Or do you want to have a new life and a new mindset? Ask yourself that question. Do you want to have an old life with a new mindset? Or do you want to have a new life and a new mindset? That's a question you got to ask yourself. Do you want to keep relying on what you understand and what you know? Or do you want to learn something new to get you to a new level, to get you into a new place? Do you want to depend on the fact that you have good judgment and discernment? Or do you want to depend on the fact that there's something new that God have in store for you? For those who just tapping in, there was two examples that God used in Mark. It says, who would take an old piece of clothing and patch it up with a new cloth? He said, don't you understand that new cloth will shrink and rip away from the old clothes, leaving an even bigger tear than before? Who would take an old lifestyle and try to fix it with a new mindset? Don't you understand that new mindset will cause even more destruction in your old lifestyle? You're taking a new state of mind into a relationship that's over. Don't you understand going into that old relationship with your new mindset, it will cause you even more pain than it did before? Because at least both of y'all was slow back in the day. Both of y'all was slow and retarded. I ain't gonna use retarded. Romantically retarded. Both of y'all was slow and slow, LD, back then. Romantically, intimately, right? So now one of y'all break away and and become knowledgeable and wise romantically and intimately. And then you go back into that relationship with that person who's not mature intimately. Don't you know that will cause you even more pain than you endured before? Because before you ain't know no better. You was slow. You was LD. But now you know better. Don't you understand you will encounter even more pain? That's what Christ was telling you. How can you take a old piece of clothing and try to patch it up with a new piece with a new material? Because that new material gonna shrink away, rip away off the clothes, leaving even a bigger tear. Try that. Try taking an old piece of shirt, an old piece of pants or something, and sew it together with a new brand new piece of material, and put it in the wash machine and it dry. Watch you start seeing it rip away, because that old piece of clothing is not even built to handle that, to connect to that new piece of material. So same thing we deal with on a day-to-day basis. We're so busy counting on renovation to help us get our value up. Because when you're appraising a property, you renovate the property to get the appraisal higher. So in our lives, we do the same thing. Instead of us rebuilding and reconstructing, we're constantly renovating. Not understanding that renovation that's taking place is costing us time, money, effort, and energy. Hey, Brill, you already know, Brill. I'm talking from understanding. And the reason why I understand, because I'm going to tell you something, like on YouTube. Yesterday on YouTube, there was like 600 people watching on YouTube. Now I got 5 people watching on YouTube right now. What you got to understand is everything in life is geared to shift you to be discouraged. Everything in life is geared to stop you from creating a new lifestyle. They want you to have the old lifestyle, but they want you to constantly change your mind along the way. I don't know if that makes sense. That is why they're like in Atlanta. I'm here in Atlanta. That's why you see a lot of people driving around in luxury cars, rapping, singing, acting, living in this house, that house. But there's still poverty. There's still a poverty mindset. Because they're okay with you changing your lifestyle, but they don't want you to change your mind. That's why they would give a black man millions of dollars, but they'll never educate him on how to use it. He changed his lifestyle from living in the projects. Now he lives in the subdivision, in the suburbs, but his mindset is still that one of poverty. So he ends up losing everything he got because they want you to change your lifestyle, but they don't want you to change your mindset. And that's why Christ is telling you, you must change your lifestyle and your mindset simultaneously. This world is okay with you changing your life, but they don't want you to change your mind. That is why they constantly teach negativity. That's why they constantly teach the separation between man and woman. That's why they constantly make you women, because most of you women, constantly make you women believe you don't need a man. Constantly make men believe they don't need a woman. Because they're okay with you changing your life. They don't want you to change your mind. It's funny how when they say, well, you're no longer a slave, and you're free, you're no longer a slave. But I go out there and work hard for a Cuban link. I got a Cuban link right here with stones in it too. I work hard for a Cuban link. I risk my life for a Cuban link to put a chain on my neck. You see entertainers, rappers, athletes, people with 4, 5, 6 chains on their neck, and they made you feel like that's cool. They want you to change your life, but they don't want you to change your mindset. They want you to still think like a slave. They want you to still carry yourself as a slave. They want you to understand that, yeah, you're free, but we're gonna make you buy these chains and put them on your neck. This time, you chose to put it on your neck. Because instead of changing your mind, you just wanted to change your life. So today I wanted to be clear to everybody who's watching. If you keep allowing your life to go in one direction, if you're scared to lose something, I promise you're gonna lose everything. If you're scared to lose that relationship, if you're scared to lose that job, if you're scared to lose that opportunity, if you're scared to lose that career, if you're scared to lose that house, that car, you're going to lose everything anyway. And there's no other way that I can let it be known. And I just gave you a prime example how a young man, a young woman, hey, straight up, bro, a young man and a young woman will come from the projects in poverty, come up on millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the first thing they go do is buy a bunch of chains to put on their neck, a bunch of bracelets to shackle them down, a bunch of anklets to put on their ankles. Don't you understand that our ancestors wore chains on their ankles, wore chains on their wrists, wore chains on their neck? But you don't understand because you're so busy worried about losing something. Now understand that the focus of you trying not to lose that one thing is causing you to lose everything. And this is the way of thinking that I had to really adjust my life to and understand. And know that everything that's being done is already algorized. Everything is algorized. Everything is portioned. Don't ever think that something is happening that's not supposed to happen. Everything in this world is proportioned to give you just enough of this, and just enough of that, and just enough of this, and just enough of that. All to keep you with the new life, but with the same mindset. They don't care. They don't care if you become a millionaire. A lot of people say, oh, there's a lot of black millionaires and Spanish millionaires. They don't care if you become a millionaire. They care if your mind changes from poverty to prosperity. That's when the problem comes. They don't care. They don't care that you're successful and that you succeed and you got good credit. Because guess what? Your mindset gonna still be stuck. They already programmed you. Like I said, everything is proportioned. They programmed you already. They don't care what you do with that. You're not gonna come together with your brothers, your sisters, your father, your mother, your aunties and uncles and build your own community. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna get your money, get your credit, and go get you a mansion or a big house right next to the master house. You're gonna go get you a big house right next to the master house. Hey Jamie, what's happening with you? And that's what I had to understand. And being a single person, and it's funny because it's weird because as a single person, if you was a person who was picked on and you had low self-esteem, and as a woman, right? Hey Jamie, I appreciate you calling me king. Queen, I appreciate you for real. But as a woman, let's say you had body shame issues and you were ashamed of your body. And you go out there and get surgery, a BBL, a CDL, a BBL, a CDL, a NFL. Let's say you go get all that, right? The first thing society teaches you to do is show it off. That's the first thing they teach you to do. You can see the woman who had her body look like a soccer ball. Now she looking like a Coke bottle. You can see the difference in her apparel, a difference in her presentation. Because they okay with you changing your life, but they don't want you to change your mindset. Now, if you went and got a BBL, a CDL, and an NFL just to make yourself feel better about yourself, why is the first thing you do show it off to everybody? Because they're okay with you changing your life. They don't want you to change your mindset. You had no self-esteem. You had no self-esteem when your body was shaped like that soccer ball. Now you get a new body and you still ain't got no self-esteem because you still got trying to prove to everybody, look at your new body. So okay, now you understand. Now you get it. Now you understand. When you had no money, bruh, you went and sold your soul to the devil. You sold your soul to the devil. You had no money. And you were trying to prove a point to somebody that you was somebody, right? You sell your soul to the devil to get the money. And now you still proving to somebody that you got the money and you deserve to be where you at for the rest of your life. You still playing the game. It's like, I'm trying to tell you, B, they don't want you to change your mind. They okay with you changing your life, but your mind gonna be the same. You still fighting for position. Your whole life you fighting for position because you don't understand everything has already been proportioned in this world. That's why when God speaks, God says when he adds to you, he adds no sorrow to it because everything in this world has already been divided and proportioned. That's why you always fighting for position. And hey sis, it's okay to have a big house. Ain't nothing wrong with having a big house. Ain't nothing wrong with having nice things. All I'm saying is they know that's what you're going to do, so that's why they don't bother you. I appreciate you, Jamie. I needed to hear that too. They know you're not going to do nothing productive with your credit other than buy a house or some cars or something. They know you're not going to make a change in the community. So that's why they don't bother you with it. That's why they give you a loan. That's why they give you $1 million loan for a house instead of giving you $1 million loan for eight unit complex. To get $1 million $1 million loan for 8 unit complex, I gotta have all these docs. But if I want the same loan for a single family home, I can get that smooth. Understand? Hey Jamie, for real. Understand what I'm trying to tell y'all today. As a single, because this is singles therapy, Brill necessarily. This is singles therapy, so every Thursday we're talking to singles because I'm single, and I feel like as single people we need to know the devices of what we need to look for. And Brill, you say you can get a DCSR loan. Do you understand the stipulations for a DCSR loan? Do you know what a DCSR, for those who watching, because Brill said a DCSR loan, DSR loan? Okay. Okay. A DSCR loan is a loan that allows real estate investors to qualify for a mortgage based on a rental property's cash flow, not their personal income. The loan is approved if the property net operating income is sufficient to cover the total debt of services, as determined by the DSCR formula. Net operating income / total debt services. Lenders look for a ratio of 1.0 or higher, with 1.2 or higher being a good target, indicating the property's income can cover the debt of payments. The first thing you got to understand is when you're dealing with a DSCR loan, the program, the people who have implemented the program have to approve of that property. So there's a different step of stipulation you got to go through in order to get that property. You have to be able to show that that property can generate the income that is needed in order for them to fund you for that. Do you understand the steps you have to go through in order to get that? So what I'm trying to explain to you is you can get a loan, you can try to get forward, you can try to move forward, but I'm trying to explain to you is the system is set up for you to be programmed, not to reprogram. They'll give you a loan easily to get a house, but you got to go through hell and high water to get a loan to rent property out to people. I'm talking about a single unit with multiple property. Jamie said, I'm single, 23 years of marriage from a man that I should not have married. I didn't know me at the time. I don't know what you're trying to say. I think you're saying that you ain't know that you wanted to do that at the time. And don't feel bad about yourself. Don't feel bad. We all make mistakes. But all I'm here today to tell you is nothing is as it seems. Just like Brill. Brill thought she was trying to check me on a loan, not understanding I deal with finance. That's what I do for a living. I deal with financing, credit repair, auto loans, mortgages. I've been doing that for all my life. In order to get anything accomplished in life, there's a set of stipulations in order to get it done. The world is set up for you to follow the program how it has been proportioned. Soon as you step out of that proportional program, that's when problems start. You said, Brill said that's why she live in Houston, because the men in Atlanta are too much. First of all, I'm not from Atlanta. I'm from Miami. I moved to Atlanta 3 months ago. So don't put me in that category. And like I said, that Brill is thinking with a old way of thinking. Brill is thinking with a soul tied way of thinking. You need to be set free, Brill. You need to be set free. The men from Atlanta moved to Houston. That's what I'm saying. So now the men from Atlanta moved. Yeah, a lot of the men from Atlanta moved to Houston. So I'm from Miami. So I ain't in this loop, this Atlanta loop. I'm not. I love everybody in Atlanta, but even the women here are toxified. But God sent me here to detox things. So I'm going to detox things. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get all that crap up out of her. I'm gonna get all that SHIT up out of Atlanta, because we doing a spiritual detox here in Atlanta. Hey, Jessica, what's happening? Hey, I've been running across. Hey, Jessica, I'm telling you, man, subscribe. We locked in. Jay. Hey, Fredo, man, you already know I lay that music down. Check out the page, B. So today, I just want to tap in with y'all today and really break things down that you might have to lose everything in order to get everything. So while this process of detoxification, while this process of pruning is going on, don't get sad, don't get upset, don't get discouraged, don't get disappointed. Because the only way you can make room for the new is to get rid of the old. Hey, my people out there already know what's happening. It's just like when you're sitting on the toilet, and I hate to use this as an example, an analogy. Honestly, okay, Jamie, I appreciate the encouragement. Jamie said, I honestly want to encourage you, end up with you even more so. Super proud of you. I'm so proud of you, mister. I appreciate that. But what you mean end up with me? Because I can't be dating everybody on TikTok now. Seriously. But it's like when you're going through things in your life You got to clearly understand that when this stuff is happening and you losing all, and I hate to use this example. I'm trying to get off point. I hate to use this example, but when you sitting on the toilet, right? You on the toilet, you just ate a whole bunch of food, right? When you crapping on that toilet, all that stuff inside of you is coming out, and it's probably smell like a lot of y'all women, a lot of y'all dudes, man, y'all inside toe up, and it probably smell bad, and you in there letting loose on the toilet, and it smell bad to the point where you get ashamed. So you spray air freshener, right? Because it smells so bad in there, right? Not understanding that this is your body going through the process that it had to go through in order for you to refill it with what it needs. Don't you understand that your body, if your body is right now, functioning right, your body is created to remove the things in you that's not supposed to be in it and keep the things that's supposed to be in it. Did you know that? That's how God created you. Your body will hold on to nutrients and get rid of the trash that's in your body. So while you on that toilet and you letting loose on that toilet and it smell horrible, don't get weary. Don't stop dumping. Keep dumping. In life right now, everything might stink right now. In life, everything might not smell right. It might not feel right. It might not be right. Things don't seem like it's working out. Life stinks. Life stinks horribly, just like when you're on that toilet and that stuff coming out your body. Life stinks just like that doodle stink in that toilet. But it's needed in order to prune you and detoxify you of everything in you that don't need to be there. Same thing in life. Life stinks because God is detoxifying you of everybody and everything that don't need to be there because God has something greater for you, believe it or not. Hey, Scott, Jamie, now I appreciate what you said. It was a typo, I know. And that's what God is doing for you right now. Your life may stink. And Jessica, you know your crap stink. And same thing when you farting, like when you fart and you got gas and you farting. Some of us like to hold the fart in. Hey, pretty, what's happening with you? Some of us like to hold the fart in because we're ashamed of the gas. But do you understand that holding that fart in will cause you more internal damage in your intestines? Same thing with life. Holding that trauma in, holding that misery in, holding those thoughts of hurting yourself, holding those things inside of you instead of letting it out because you're too ashamed to show it, too ashamed to speak on it, will hurt you even more. Dream, what's happening with you? Hey, what's happening with your dream girl? What's happening? Holding things inside of your body, holding things inside of yourself. It's just like when you holding your gas because you don't want to fart, because you'll be ashamed if people smell it. Don't you understand that internally, you're the one that's going to suffer from that? Same thing in life. You holding on to the trauma. You holding on to the things inside of you that you've been holding on to all these years. Don't you understand that only you're going to suffer from that? You think you making somebody pay? Because like I said, today we're talking to all the singles. You thinking that you're going to make somebody pay? Or you're afraid what somebody going to think? Don't you understand holding that stuff inside of yourself will cause you to have even more problems than you did before? That's why the scripture told you. That's why the scripture told you. Don't try to put old wine. Don't try to put new wine in old wine bottles because the pressure will burst it. Like you said, let go and let God. But before you let go and let God, you first got to know God. And first you got to know what you got to let go. A lot of people, a lot of people say let go and let God. It's so cliche. But first you need to know what you need to let go. Some of us are so afraid to tear everything down because we feel like if we tear everything down, if we lose everything, how are we going to get it back? So we spend our whole life renovating, spend our whole life reshaping, remodeling, our whole life reinventing when all you had to do was tear down and rebuild. We're so scared to rebuild, but we're comfortable renovating. And as single people, we got to understand when it's time to tear it down, when it's time to let it go, when it's time to let go that dude, let go that woman, let go that relationship. It ain't working. Let go that mindset. It hasn't got you where you need to be. Let go that lifestyle. It hasn't geared you to where you want to go. Let go that belief because it hasn't been helping you. It's funny because people will swear up and down they don't believe in God, and God ain't real, and God ain't this, and God ain't that. But you look at their life, and their life is miserable. Another thing is funny. It's people out there that believe in God up and down, but their life is miserable. You want to know why both of y'all lives the same? Because neither one of y'all know who God is. Okay, Jessica asked me why am I single. Jessica said, why you single? How long ago you let go? I let go years ago. Actually, no, actually she let me go. She let me go years ago. She kicked me to the curb. Yeah, like the mailman. You said not too many men would take, or you say not too many men will take time out to read the word and then teach. You are called. I'm so excited for you. I know you're not talking about me, baby, because I go to church with you and cook and clean. Who is this? Somebody, Jamie. Who are you? Who are you, Jamie? Trying to cook and clean and go to church with me and everything. What's going on, Jamie? What's happening? I must know you from somewhere. Don't be trolling now. Hey, that's all I'm saying. My girl, my ex let me go. My ex dumped me like a dump truck. There's nothing wrong with being single. See, like I said, every Thursday is single therapy, and I'm gonna tell you something. There is something wrong with being single. There is something wrong with being single. God don't want you to be single. The universe wasn't created for you to be single. Cook, clean, serve, and then much 5 times. Yeah, you definitely trolling. Hey, whoever Jamie is, you trolling. Cause you talking about you cook, clean, and you satisfy your man in bed, and you serving, you trolling. So what I'm saying today is I don't ever want y'all to get so caught up. I'm just saying that's troll. That's cap. Hey, that's cap, man. That's straight cap. Ain't no woman out here. Listen, ain't no woman out here that ain't AI. That's cooking, cleaning, serving, and getting 5 of them things up out of me every day. Ain't nah, that's cap. That's straight cap. But like I said, end of the day, I want y'all to stop renovating. This what we're going to this is an exercise that we're going to do this week. We're going to stop renovating and start rebuilding. No more renovations. No more shifting renovation. It says, I'm so deeply sorry that you're not experienced that. I've never experienced that, Jamie. For real. I love that. I never experienced. It said, tell Jamie she ain't the only one. Oh, so somebody on YouTube saying that she cook, clean, serve, and could get 5 of them things up out of me every day. What? It's a battle of the platforms. Who gonna win? YouTube or TikTok? YouTube or TikTok? Who gonna win? Who gonna get these 5 up out of me every day? Who gonna win? But I'll go on live with you. Hey, Jamie, let's go on live. Listen, subscribe, lock in with me, and let's go on live and talk about it. Next Thursday, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it next Thursday. Let's talk about it. The woman that Christ called you to be, yeah, you definitely troll. You definitely cap. Hey, listen. So I want to tell y'all today, hey, Jessica, don't start. Hey, I want to tell y'all today to stop allowing your life to consist of constantly remodeling. Hey, Lily, I'm trying to listen, y'all. I'm trying to have singles therapy. Can y'all stop? Can y'all stop flirting with me for an hour, please? I'm about to get off at 9:30. Then you could DM me all day with the flirts, but stop flirting with me, please. I'm trying to get the point across. Yes, love forever. I'm single. I had to let go. That's what I'm saying. You gotta let go. You gotta let go sometime, man. You gotta let go, man. You gotta focus on what's really going on around you. And I told y'all yesterday, who was here yesterday? Yesterday I said, so often we focus on we're the problem, but reality, the problem is what's going on around you. That's the problem. You spend all your life trying to reinvent and remodel and renovate, not understanding that God is telling you today, you got to lose everything to get everything. You have to lose everything to get everything. I want to give you the definition of everything. Everything means all things or all the things of a group or class. It means the current situation, life in general. That's what everything means, life in general. In order to move forward from life, in order to move forward from your old mindset, in order to move forward in what you're doing, you must lose everything, which means life in general. There's a scripture in the Bible where God says anybody who seeks to save their life will lose it. What does that mean? Anybody who searches how to save their life will lose it. You want to know what that means? If you're trying to save your life, it's because you're accustomed to the life that you was living. So you're trying to go about changing your life and keeping your life the way you used to the way you're used to keeping it. So that's why God is saying that if you keep trying to live your life in the way that you've been living it in the past, to keep your life the way it's been going, you're going to lose your life and your mind. Because God is doing a new thing in your life. Stop trying to deal with life the same way you've been dealing with it in the past. I'm a victim of that too. I'm a victim of that too. When I meet women, I deal with women the same way. I vibe with them, woo, whatever, same way. Now I say, okay, I got to change it up now. Now I got to pray with her. Now I got to read that word with her. Now I got to play not mental games, but play board games, card games. Get to know this woman with adversity, through good times, through bad. These are the ways that I have to go about finding my mate. And that same thing for you. You cannot choose your mate using the same discernment and judgment you've used in the past because you've messed up in the past. So you can't use the same measuring stick. And that's why a lot of us stay single, and that's why we keep making the same mistakes, because we're trying to save and spare our life using the same survival strategies that got our life almost taken away from us. You got to stop trying to survive and start living. You got to stop trying to survive and you got to start living. And like I said, it's okay to start renovating. It's okay to change your lifestyle. It's okay to change your state of mind. It's okay to move forward. And it's all right. And I know it's difficult. I know. I know it's difficult. I know it's I know it's difficult, man. Like I'm about to listen. I know it's difficult. I know it's scary. I know it's scary. I know it's scary to think in your mind, I gotta start all over again. I don't want to make the same decisions I made in the past. I know it's scary. But I want to tell you something. What's even scarier is living the same life you've been living for the next 20 years. What's even scarier is you're 40 years old, and if you keep doing the same thing, and you keep being involved with the same people in the same circumstance, what's even scarier is at 60 years old going through the same thing you're going through now at 40. That's even scarier. So for me, I encourage you today to start rebuilding. Because that's scary. Like, I'm saying it gets scary when you got to do something new. But what's even scarier is I'm going to be the same way 30 years from now. That's scary. That's scary. At 70 years old, I'm still going to be in here jacking off. That's scary. At 70 years old, you still going to be in there with your Rolls machine. That's scary. At 70 years old, I'm not going to be able to trust nobody because I don't trust nobody now. That's scary. At 70 years old, that's scary. That's very scary. That's what I'm saying. Like, when I had opened my eyes, I had to really ask myself, man, I'm like, dang, it gets scary. When you got to face something new, sometimes it's scary to face something new, to have new experiences. And you don't want to do it because you're so scared of it. But what's even scarier is living the same old lifestyle at 60 years old. That's even scary. Still being single. Hey, Nikki, what's happening with you, Nikki? Still being single at 60 years old. That's even scarier. Still being broke at 60 years old. That's scary. So I encourage everybody today who's watching me, don't be afraid to rebuild. Don't be afraid to let God restore you. Don't be afraid for God, let God change you. Don't be afraid to rebuild. You shouldn't only be stuck on renovating and remodeling. That relationship is over. Stop trying to prove to that person that you are a new person. Find you a new person and be new with that new person. The time you spending trying to beg and plead and crying for somebody's sympathy to show them that you're a new person, you could be spending that time in a new situation, creating a new experience, if they don't want to see it. Don't be afraid to rebuild. Don't be afraid to move on. Don't be afraid to let go. Don't be afraid to let God. Don't be afraid to live. Don't dwell in misery. Don't dwell in misery. Hey, Lily, I'm ready to let go and let God too. Don't let discouragement. And you know what's funny? Even with me, discouragement is like the first thing that comes to my mind. Like when I see, it's funny because when something happens to me due to my past trauma and PTSD that I suffered in the past, when something's happening, the first thing in my mind, the first thing that my mind goes to is the worst. Somebody came to my house the other day, and I didn't know that these people was into the certain spiritual realm. And then I got a phone call this morning at like 5 something, and it sounded like a Haitian lady was, because to where I live, you gotta call at the gate to get in, and it sounded like a African, a Haitian lady was at the gate saying something at 5 in the morning, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking they done sent these voodoo people back to my house. I'm thinking in my mind they done sent these voodoo people to my house. Hey, Blackberry, what's happening with you? In my mind, I'm thinking they done sent these voodoo people to my house. This lady, she was like, hello, how can I get in? How can I get in? Hello, how can I get in? Saying something, how can she get in? I'm like, well, who the fuck is that? Who is this? Then she said Amazon, she sounded like she said Amazon Prime. She was like Amazon Prime. So here it is, my mind was thinking the worst. Now they done sent some voodoo priestess over my house. But it was Amazon Prime trying to deliver a hat for me. At that point in time, all I could do was put my head down and just laugh. Here it is, this lady was delivering me a hat, and I'm thinking they done sent the voodoo people for me. Trust me, they came in this house, they'd get all 16, boy. All 16. And that's all I'm trying to say. Why is the first thing your mind go to? It's the worst thing. It's because you got a new lifestyle, but the same old mindset. Yeah, I know, Jessica. I know they do delivery from 5 to 7 a.m. But again, my mind, that's what I'm trying to tell you, my mindset needs to change. Because like I said, these people came around the crib with some spiritual stuff they had going on. And then hear somebody calling me 5 in the morning. Hello, how do I get in? And I'm thinking they done sent them folks. I'm telling they'll get all of it. All of it. Yeah, come through that door if you want to. But what I'm saying is your mindset has to change. Hey, Blackberry, like you said, ye a little faith, for real. Yeah, paranoid. That's what I'm saying. I was paranoid. It's because my mindset needs to change. Your mindset needs to change. If the very first thing that comes to your mind is the worst that can happen, then your mindset needs to change. If the very worst thing that can happen to you comes to your mind every time something happened to you, you need to change your mindset. I know my mindset needs to be changed because I get a phone call, and when I get that phone call, the first thing that come across my mind is the worst thing that can happen. Because I lived my life for so long in paranoia. Like central nervous. I lived my life so long in paranoia, thinking somebody was gonna unalive me, shoot me. Somebody is gonna do something to me. Somebody out to get me. Somebody trying to screw me over. I lived my life for so long trying to, that's why the scriptures say, if you seek to save your life, you will lose it. You know how many relationships I lost and missed out on because I was trying to save myself from something that wasn't even happening? I'm trying to protect myself from being hurt by a woman. So I put a wall up, and all I end up doing was preventing her from loving me. That's what I'm saying. Anybody who seek to save their life the way they used to live in their life will lose it. You know how many business opportunities I missed out on because I'm like, man, this dude might try me, or I lost, or something crazy happened and I lose my cool, and I'm talking about, and I'm punching people, choking people, I'm slapping people up in the business, like I'm throwing people in the car. Do you know how many relationships I have missed out on trying to save myself from the same traumas I faced in the past, and that wasn't the trauma that I was facing at the moment? That's why I had to understand. I got to change my mind if I want to truly change my life. Hey, Jamie, God bless you, man. God bless your auntie as well. God bless. And that's all I want to tell you, because like I said, when Christ is talking, Christ is like, man, you can't put new wine in old wine skins, old wine bottles, because that pressure going to burst the bottle. You're going to lose the bottle and you're going to lose the wine. You cannot put a new mindset in an old lifestyle. You're going to lose your mind and you're going to lose your life. Day 2. That's right. And day 2. That's right. And if you don't want to lose your mind, if you don't want to lose your life, my suggestion is change your mind. Change your mindset, and then your life will follow. Stop trying to change your life so your mind can change. First change your mind, and then your life will follow. And I was a victim of that. I was a victim, so caught up, so indulged, so connected with changing my mind, my life, that I wasn't putting time into changing my mindset. So now I'm up $500,000. Hold on one second. Let me look at this right quick. In my mind, I was like, my mindset. I didn't really care about my mindset because I felt like, okay, if I got $500,000, if I got $1 million, I'm cool. If I'm up hundreds of thousands of dollars, I'm cool. Do y'all know how many times I was up hundreds of thousands? How many times I was up? I was up to an M, and I ran through it. Like anybody who know me, fam. Y'all know anybody who really know me. Y'all know me, son. Y'all know how I get down. Do you know how much times I had these things and I lost these things? You know, you know how much times I was connected with God and I lost a relationship? You know how many times I had a girlfriend, a woman that loved me, and I messed the relationship up because I was so busy trying to get a better life, and I didn't spend no time getting a better mindset? And because my mindset stayed the same and my life changed, I lost everything, my mind and my life. Hey, Lily, I know. Hey, Jamie, like you said, it's okay. It's okay. Everything all right now, cause my mind right. My mind is good. My mind. Hey, Beyond Beauty, thank you for the gift. You know, Beyond Beauty, you know, thank you. You know, that hold something special in my heart for you. I appreciate that gift right there. Hey, Jamie, I'm about to block you, Jamie. Like seriously, you've been asking to go live with me. You want to be my woman. You don't even know me. Come on, B. Stop trolling, fam. That's not a good look. Let's stop trolling, man. Please. So at the end of the day, your mind is very powerful. And look, you're looking at somebody who spent a lot of my life trying to change my life, but only changing my life the way I knew how to change it. Not understanding that while I'm in the process of changing my life, I'm really in the process of losing everything I got. I'm working so much. Like like people who know I had a stroke last year. I'm working so much trying to change my life that I lost my mind and my life. I was working so hard trying to make generational blessings, trying to make finances, trying to put myself in position, put my family in position, trying to be in a position where I could take care of my woman, I don't have no children, but trying to put my nephews and nieces in position, trying to do all these things, trying to save my life, and all the stuff I was doing to trying to save my life, I end up almost losing my life. And that's what I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to clearly understand who God is and how God operates. And certain people you gotta disconnect from. Certain people you gotta pull that plug. You know how you up in the hospital and you down to your last leg and they ask you, do you want to pull the plug? Certain people you gotta pull that plug. With that relationship, you gotta pull that plug. You gotta pull that plug. Hey Casper, what's happening with you? What's happening? You gotta pull that plug, man. That emotional trauma you gotta pull that plug. That trauma connection you have with that person, you gotta pull that plug. That connection you have with disorientation, you gotta pull that plug. That connection you got with that man who abused you, that man who treated you wrong, you gotta pull that plug. You gotta stop trying to let somebody explain themselves who already showed you who they were. You gotta pull the plug. You gotta pull that plug. I've been at work all day, man. When I tell you I'm tired, and I gotta go to the gym when I get off here. Hey, love child, happening, sis. You know, much mad love for you. And I'm going to the gym when I get off this live. But I want to let y'all know today, if you keep allowing these relationships and these connections and these soul ties to carry on in your life, you're going to lose everything. Your mind and your life. You scared to let go of something because you don't know what's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen if you hold on to it. You're going to lose everything. I wish Rashida was on this live. And I ain't even going to put Rashida out there like that. But I don't look through crystal balls. I'm not going to rub no crystal ball. I'm going to rub this water bottle. And I'm going to look into this water bottle at your future. I'm gonna rub this water bottle and look at it and see your future. The water bottle says, if you keep going down the same path you're going on, your life will surely end up in hell and destruction. That's what the water bottle says. That's a guarantee. If you keep going down the same path you've been going on for the past 30, 40, 50 years, I guarantee you your life will end up being destroyed and you will lose everything you ever got. That's a guarantee. I don't have to rub a crystal ball. I could rub this water bottle and see that if you keep going the way you're going, you're going to lose everything. Your mind and your life. What is everything to you? Today's question. Do you got to lose everything in order to gain everything? What is everything to you? What means the most to you? Don't you understand that your life isn't being productive the way you want it to be because everything to you is really not should be nothing? The thing you entitle as everything really should be entitled as nothing. That is why you're full of anxiety and frustration. That's why you're full of misery. That's why you feel with emptiness. That's why you feel with loneliness, because the thing that is entitled as, that means everything to you really should mean nothing. And the thing that you really don't consider to be nothing really should be everything. The reason why you're so miserable, because that money means everything to you. You gotta have the money. It means everything to you. So if you're not making it, you're a miserable person. You're sad, you're frustrated. That woman, that man mean everything to you. So the reason why, when you don't have that love from that man or that woman, now you're frustrated, you're sad, you're miserable. So I'm here today to tell you, make your everything nothing and make your nothing everything. When we gonna come up to a point of time in our lives where we become everything to us? I talked to my partner today. One of my partners. He's big in the entertainment industry, like connecting the dots. And he connected the dots with so many people from my past, like, because I'm in the industry. He connected the dots with so many people. I told him today, I said, bruh, when you gonna start doing that for yourself? Hey, Lyric, what's happening with you? I said, been sitting in the balcony. That's right, man. You know what's crazy, Rashida? I was about to do this live on my balcony. For real. But I asked him, I said, bruh, when you gonna start connecting the dots for yourself? So I'm gonna ask you today, you helping everybody else get to where they wanna go. When you gonna start helping yourself get to where you need to go? That's what I'm trying to tell you today. When you gonna start? So I remember, as a single, we're single people, right? Today I encourage you, what means everything to you, just for a couple of days, make it mean nothing. And everything that means nothing to you, which is yourself, because yourself really means nothing to you. I know you may not agree, but think about it. And whatever means nothing to you, make it mean everything. And let's see how your life end up. Let's see how your life turn around. Let's see how things work out for you. I had to really sit down today and give myself a talk. Like, I'm moving around working. I'm fixing these cars. I sell cars. I got a car dealership here in Georgia, so anybody who wants vehicles, make sure you contact me. But I'm fixing these cars. I'm running around, changing this, washing this, doing that. And I had to ask myself, bro, when will all this energy you putting into this car, when will you shift this frequency and this energy and put it into yourself? When will you surround yourself with people who see the value in you enough to help you the way you've been helping them? When? So I encourage you, if you just like me and you black like me, product of this young black seed, if that's what you are, and you just like me, been helping people all your life, I encourage you, start reconstructing, remodeling, and reconditioning, and tear everything down and start a brand new. Rebuild everything and let the people that God meant to be in your life come in your life, and stop trying to be God in everybody's life. Stop trying to save everybody and finally save yourself. Because the scripture said, any man who seek to save their life will lose it. So stop trying to save everybody, because you're going to turn around and lose your own life in the process. We go out to that water. We out in that water. You jump off in that water. You jump out, and you're a trained swimmer now. So you go jumping off in that water deep. And the people jump off in that water with you, but they can't swim. Don't you understand as they start to drown, being that you just like me, you're going to turn around and try to save them. But don't you understand that the weight, the added weight on you will probably pull you down and destroy you. Remember, when you've been training to swim, you've been only carrying your own weight. So you're comfortable. You finally got in the position where you're comfortable with swimming with your own weight. Now you got 2 or 3 more people you got to carry in this deep ocean with all these waves going. You better pray to God you make it to shore. But you just floating through life. Like just like being in the water. You just floating in life. However the wave blow you, that's the way you moving. Hey, Queen of Bridgeport, I'm telling you. However the wave is blowing, the wind is blowing, that's the way you floating through life. Just floating through life. Humming your way to hell. Humming your way to hell. Floating through life. How long will you take control? How long will you start rebuilding? How long will you start tearing down and rebuild? Humming your way to hell. When you gonna turn around and make a change? Yes, sir. When you gonna turn around and make a change? That's water. You in that water. Like you say, you in that water. When you gonna make a change? Now. Like we gonna make a change now, right now. Can't just keep going through life just however the wind blow, that's the way you going. Whoever need help, you saving them. You're not a superhero, like you're not a comic book hero. Any man, the scripture said, anybody who seek to save their life will lose it, which means if you try to survive the way you've been surviving, you're going to miss out on the goodness that God got for you. For you men out there, you keep meeting women and sleeping with these women as soon as you get them and tricking with them and playing with them, you're going to miss out on the perfect woman for you. For you women out there, you keep meeting these men and making these men pay for all these dates, and a man got to pay for this, pay for that. He got to protect, provide, and you keep making a man do all of that, you're going to miss out on the man that God got for you. Because you're asking a man or you're asking a woman to do something that they're not even classified or qualified to even do for you, because you haven't classified or qualified yourself as somebody they should do it for. You want a man to protect, provide, and purpose, punish. I don't know all the P's. Protect, provide, but you haven't showed him that you're a wife. But you want him to do that for you. Same thing for men. You want a woman to bust it open for you. You want her to follow you and sweat you and have sex with you, but you haven't showed her that you're the man for her. So today, I tell you today, when will you stop trying to survive, and when will you start living and changing the way you living so you can get a different lifestyle? You can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. Like I said, that's insanity. So again, at the end of the day, you lose your mind, you lose your life. You lose your life, you lose your mind. The scriptures say you can't put new material, new cloths on old clothes, because when you sew it in there, that clothes gonna be so weak. When you go ahead and wash it, it's gonna shrink and rip right off the old clothes. You cannot put a new mindset in an old lifestyle. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this singles therapy, we're just here talking to the singles. And we want the single people to know how to deal with life. to know how to navigate through life. Because you was born in this world by yourself and you're gonna leave out of here by yourself. So we teaching the single people how to navigate through life. That's what this whole lesson is about. Cause listen, you could be in a relationship and still be single. So that's what we're talking about. If you're single, you should not be. I'm just keeping it real with you. If you are single, you should not be playing the husband or the wife role to anybody if you're single. I told my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend one day, I said, I'm tired, and I told myself this. I said, I'm tired of playing the boyfriend role to women who are not my girlfriend. What I mean by boyfriend role, when you need somebody to talk to, you call me. When you need somebody to text, you text me. When you want to go out, you hang out with me. When we want to have relations, we have relations. So I had to tell myself, why am I playing a role in somebody's life and that's not the role that I'm supposed to be playing? So I'm telling y'all today, if you're single, stop acting like somebody's wife. Stop acting like somebody's husband. Stop acting like somebody's boyfriend. Stop acting like somebody's girlfriend. You're not in that position. They didn't put you in that position, and they not in that position either. And I guarantee you, if you start doing that, your life would be much, much, much better. Every time somebody calls you, you want to show her you a man. You want to show her that, don't you see that's a man right there? Shawshank, that's a man. You want to show her that you a man. So every time she needs you, you run to her rescue. Every time she need to hold some money, you, hey, babe, I got you. Every time she want to go out, what you think about? Let's try this new restaurant. Yeah, let's do it. And guess what? After you do all that, she's still giving that coochie away to another man. You done rescued her when she was sick. You done fed her when she was hungry. You done clothed her when she was naked. And she still gave that coochie to the next man. Vice versa. You done, he ain't had no clothes to wear. You done gave that man some clothes. You hooked that man up with a job. Gave that man a car to drive. You gave that man some loving. You did all this for this man, and that man still went out there and threw that dick to some other woman. Because you playing a role that you're not supposed to be playing. Now I work both ways. So today I encourage you. I encourage everybody to stop renovating, stop remodeling, stop reconstructing, and start rebuilding. New life. New thing will go on, man. What go on, man? New things, them things, man. New thing. I encourage you to start rebuild your life. And stop feeling like just because you're rebuilding that you're restarting. No, it's not a restarting. You just rebuilding. You're tearing everything down that ain't meant to be. You're clearing out all the ground. You're clearing out the foundation. So now you're found. See what another thing that happens when you rebuild. Now you get to see the foundation. Hey, it's your boy. You already know what I'm talking about, B. Now, when you're rebuilding, now you get to see the foundation. You get to see how solid the foundation is. Or you get to make this foundation even more solid. So rebuilding is not starting over because you still have a foundation there. Rebuilding allows you to see the foundation so you could build on a stronger foundation, to build a stronger relationship, to build a stronger companionship, to build a stronger situation. That is why it's important to rebuild and stop renovating. Because there's many people who renovated their property, painted it, added add-ons, did all this, not knowing that the foundation was cracked. And one day they come home and the house done sunk into the ground. You see it all the time. The house built on swampland, and they come one day and the house sunk into the ground. because they was busy remodeling and reconstructing and renovating and not rebuilding. Sometimes you got to tear it down to see the foundation. Sometimes we got to tear this relationship down real quick. We got to tear this business down real quick. I got to knock all this down to see where's the foundation. Where did it start at? Where are we aligned at? Because if the foundation is rocky, no matter how much we build, no matter how high we go, no matter how much time, energy, money we putting into it, eventually it's going to come crashing down. So I encourage all singles watching, stop renovating, stop remodeling, stop reconditioning, and start rebuilding. That is our challenge this week, and the month of October is going to be a month of rebuilding. The month of November is going to be a month of, okay, so we're going to rebuild in October. We're going to realign in November. Let me write this down. So we're going to rebuild in October. October, we're rebuilding. October, rebuilding. November, we're going to be realigning in November. And December, we're going to be sending me Christmas gifts all month. So October, we're going to be rebuilding. November, we're going to be realigning. And December, y'all going to send me Christmas gifts all month, okay? That's what we're going to do to make sure we are where we need to be. That's what I think we should do. I think October we should rebuild. November we should realign. And December, just give me Christmas gifts all month. And I think that'll help you out. Nah, but October rebuild, November realign, and December, I want everybody to give themselves something. Let the whole month of December be where you're giving yours back to yourself. Gotta find out what you take interest in. Hey, DM me. I tell you exactly what I want for December. Yeah, V. Yes, you talking my kind of language. Yeah, I tell you exactly what I want. Yeah, I like clothes, shoes. I like jewelry. Yeah. Or we could do some advertisements, promotion for the business. I like all that. But okay, October we're going to be a month of rebuilding. November is going to be a month of realigning, and December is going to be a month. All month, I want you all to give yourself something. All month. It don't have to be a physical thing. It don't have to be a financial thing. What can I do to help you make some money? V, contact me. I need some investors. I need some people who got some credit so we can go ahead and invest and get some properties, get some more cars going, advertise the business. That's what we need. So DM me. If you're serious about helping me make some bread, DM me and we're going to make it dance. But December, I want y'all to give yourself something every day of December. The month of December, give yourself something every day. Whether it's a pat on your back, whether it's an encouraging word. Hold on a second. Lily, are you accepting gifts if they aren't your wife? Yes. If you ain't my wife, I'll accept the gift. The gift you give me is nothing but a seed you planting to receive the husband that God has for you. So if you want to receive your husband in the month of December, send me some gifts and God will bless you. But the month of December, I want everybody for the month of December to give yourself a gift every day. If it's understanding, if it's forgiveness, if it's compassion, if it's love, if it's peace, if it's who playing? Hey, I ain't playing. If you give me gifts, I guarantee you God will send you the man that you need. It might not be me, but He's gonna send you somebody. So the month of December, every day, this is what we're saying. Moses, you're legendary. See, Rashida on YouTube, y'all. She's on YouTube capping. She telling me you are legendary with a slick itch. She said I'm being slick. I'm just being honest. You plant a seed into me, watch it grow into you. So December, every day, give yourself an affirmation, something positive to say about yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Take yourself out to eat. Take yourself to a park. Go walk. Go exercise. Every day of December, give yourself something. Hey V, hey, hold on V. V said one thing about me: when I bless somebody, I bless the whole family. V, hey V. What V stand for? Victory? V must stand for Versace. Yeah, hook us up with some Versace, V. For real. Hey Lily, no, we ain't all family. No, hey Lily, don't be like we all family now. No, we ain't family. Nah, don't. We wasn't family before she was giving out gifts. So every day of the month, give yourself something. That's our challenge. And I know everybody watching this, it's gonna be hard for you to give yourself something every day because you're so used to overlooking yourself. That's why I told you we're gonna rebuild in October, which means we're going to everything that meant nothing to us is gonna mean everything. Everything that meant everything is gonna mean nothing. That's what we're gonna do in the month of October. That's rebuilding. Because I know you've been neglecting yourself because I've been neglecting myself. So October, that's what we're going to do. November, we're going to realign. And by realigning, what we're going to do is we're going to realign ourselves with the spirit, man, where we realign our finances with the way our budget need to be, realign our physicality, our physical being into the physical shape we want to be in. November, we're going to realign ourselves to every facet where we want to be. Mentally, physically, financially, we're going to align ourselves in that place. By doing that in November, it's going to allow you to be in a position to give yourself a gift every day in December. Follow me. So December, we're going to give ourselves something every day. And I'm going to tell you this. If you give yourself something every day, you won't have as much time and money and energy to give it to somebody else. So now that's what I'm saying. That's that realignment. It's gonna cause you to, just like I told you earlier, everything in this world is proportioned. They give you just enough of God, just enough of this, just enough of this. So now, once you realign in November, December, you're gonna know how to proportion your energy, proportion your money, proportion your mind, proportion your frequency, your spirit, your body. That's what we're going to do. So October, we are rebuilding the whole month of October. No more remodeling, no more reconstructing. We got a new life, a new state of being, a new state of mind. That's what we're doing in October. We're rebuilding. No more reconditioning, no more remodeling. November, we're realigning. We're going to put our finances, get our budget right, our physical bodies right, our spiritual life right, our mental and our emotional life realign to the place where we're supposed to be, where we want to be, where we should be. In December, we're going to give ourselves a gift every day of the month. That's 31 days of gifts, affirmations, pats on the back, encouragement, take yourself to eat, buy yourself something, give yourself something. Go get yourself some water from the refrigerator and just sit down and drink water. Do something for yourself every day, the month of December. And by doing this, the new year, when the new year come in, you're gonna be a whole new person with a whole new mindset. And that's what we're gonna practice on. And what I'm gonna do, if everybody can DM me or inbox me or email, hold on. See, somebody done jumped from TikTok to YouTube because they said they felt like I was taking advantage of people trying to tell them buy me gifts. Y'all don't feel like that, right? Nah, but what I'm saying today is if we do this October, November, and December, our new year, 2026, we will be unstoppable. I appreciate that, Lily. Hey, V, I appreciate you. V, I love you. V, I don't even know you and I love you. I love you even more once you send me them gifts, V. For real. But like I was saying, man, I feel like if we go into the new year rebuilt, realigned, and reconditioned in regards to giving ourselves gifts, because we're going to call that recondition. Okay. So October, we are rebuilding. November, we're realigning. And December, we're reconditioning. And if we do all these things the correct way, January, we should be unstoppable. So that's a challenge I give to all you singles out there, whoever's watching, whoever's paying attention to these things. That's the love I'm giving, and that's the advice I'm giving, and that's our challenge. Our challenge is to really start giving to ourselves what we've been giving to other people the past 30, 40, 50, 20, 15 years. So. So that's what I want to share with everybody today. And I want everybody to be encouraged as we move forward into this new lifestyle we're living. And let us not get discouraged of doing good. Let us not feel like we don't have enough to get to where we need to go. And let us not feel like we don't deserve to have better and be better. So God's love with you. Continue to pray for me, y'all. I'm growing my beard back, so my face is kind of sore because I'm growing my beard back. So pray for me, y'all. Pray I don't cut my beard back off, please. Because my face sore right now. But God is good. Continue to give blessings and love and peace to everybody. Continue to walk in love. Hey, man, cut it out. The three is October, we are rebuilding. November, we are realigning. And December, we are reconditioning. Rebuilding is us no longer remodeling, no longer us renovating, which means everything in our life, we got to tear it down so we can assess the foundation of it. We're going to tear it all down. Relationships, everything is going to get torn down October. We're going to look at so we can see the foundation, because we don't want to keep building on something with a weak foundation, because eventually it's going to all crumble down and destroy us. So October, we are rebuilding in order for us to see the foundation. Okay, November, we are realigning. How are we going to realign? We're going to set ourselves up budgets. So now we know financially, we're going to create a budget where we're not going to spend over this amount of money or do too much in this case. And we're not going to loan money to people who don't pay it back. We're not going to do that. All right? So we're going to realign our finances. We're not going to buy our children's, nephews, and nieces and people everything. We're not going to give people at restaurants $40, $50 tips. We're going to realign our finances. We're going to realign our spirit. We're going to pray more. We're going to read the word more. We're going to meditate more. We're going to realign our emotions. We're going to stop caring about things that doesn't deserve care, and we're going to start caring for things that do. Everything that means everything to you going to mean nothing, and the thing that means nothing to you will mean everything. Okay. Mentally, we're going to align ourselves with a new state of mind, new state of being, joy, peace, love, and understanding. Physically, we're going to go out and work out. We're going to go for walks. If you cannot do that, you can do squats at your house, 10, 20 squats a night before you go to sleep. Do some sit-ups, 20 sit-ups, right from the comfort of your bedroom. You may think that it don't mean a lot, but like I told you, you find time throughout your day to do something for somebody else, but you can't find time to do something for you. We ain't doing that this year, right? For the end of this year, we're gonna end this year out with a bang, 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 like Pop said. We're gonna end this year with a Pop's bang. So that's what we're gonna do physically. All right. So we got the emotional, mental, physical, financial, and spiritual out the way. Okay, so December, we're going to recondition. December, every day of the month, you are going to give yourself a gift. That is words of affirmation. That is encouragement. That is a pat on the back. Give yourself a love letter. Give yourself a happy birthday card. Give yourself an encouraging card. Buy the card, sign it, and open it later. Buy yourself a cake. Celebrate yourself. The month of December, every day of that month, you're going to give yourself something. And this is how we're going to rebuild, realign, and recondition our lives and our minds. That's the challenge. And of course, I'm going to put together a synopsis of everything I said. Also, not so much of a lecture, but I put together some kind of worksheet where you all can ask yourself questions, answer these questions, mirror your responses, reflect on your memories, so you can understand the processing of rebuilding, realigning, and reconditioning, and what it means in your life. Because that's what we're going to be doing this year. I'm going to put that together for y'all by the end of this week. If you got DM me or whatever, email me, send me over your emails or your handles, and I'll send you over these worksheets. And this will allow you to assess your own life and stop trying to spend all your life assessing somebody else's life. All right. So God is good. We out of here, man. Peace, love, and blessings. I pray for everybody who watching that you have peace, love, and understanding. This is Singles Therapy, Singles Night. Learn, link, and love. I appreciate y'all. Let's continue to rebuild, realign, and recondition. Diva, I'm glad you needed it. I needed it too. We in this fight together. We in this together, y'all. We in this thing together. Yeah. Hey, V, make sure you send me them gifts now. DM me. I'm gonna send you my number. Send me some gifts now. Send them. Don't lie before God. Don't tell God you're gonna do something and don't do it. But hey, hold on now. Love Child, man. Come on, Love Child. Cut that out, man. Love Child Rashida. Talking about he been doing a great job working with me, man. God been working with me. Not Rashida. Now Rashida the real one though. Rashida the real one. I appreciate Rashida. I go live. We go live. Me and Rashida go live every Wednesday, 7:30 to 8:30, 7:30 to 9. And I go live every Thursday, 7:30 to 9, 9:30. And Sunday I go live too. Probably at night on Sunday, 7:30. Or I may go live at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. Sunday morning is more of a lecture of spirituality, connecting with your spirit, connecting with your past existence in order to become a new person. That's what Sunday is about. And Wednesday is we talk about relationships. And Thursday we talk about singles. How can we be single and exist within our own singleness where we don't have to connect with somebody to be existing. That's what we're learning every Thursday. How to exist while being single. All right, so goodness, blessings, and love. Those who watch and send love, peace, and blessings. Make sure y'all follow, subscribe, share it with your friends, share it with your family. You understand me? And tune in and turn up, man. We out of here, man. We out of here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Blessings and love. Blessings and love.